Live from Siouxland's news source, this is KTIV News 4.
Snow driven by winds of up to 70 miles an hour create whiteout conditions in Storm Lake and many areas of Siouxland, wreaking havoc across the tri-state region. Thousands across the area are still without power as that wet, heavy snow causes transformers to explode and topples power lines. Down power lines across both lanes of I-29 near Port Neal close the interstate and trap drivers for hours. Stuck cars and trucks line Highway 20 and other roads. These trees in Sloan and across Siouxland show the impact of the blizzard. And a women's basketball team from Indiana experiences Iowa hospitality after being stranded in Ottawa. Thanks for joining us for News 4 at 6. I'm Larry Wentz. There is no doubt it is a first alert weather day here in Siouxland after experiencing those blizzard conditions. The next step, recovering. Now, due to down power lines and vehicle crashes, I-29 remains closed at this hour. Interstate 29 has been closed from the Singing Hills Boulevard interchange in Sioux City all the way to Missouri Valley since about 10 this morning. Some truckers are stuck at rest stops. They told KTIV they have been there, some of them, for nearly 5 hours today. Now, here's why. Power lines downed across I-29 and 260th at the Port Neal exit, with some drivers stuck on the interstate for hours. Low visibility also causing multiple cars going into ditches and semis to jackknife. The Iowa DOT does not have an estimated time on when the interstate may reopen. They say Mid-American crews have been working on site trying to remove those down power lines. For travelers in the south, in Omaha or Council Bluffs, well, emergency management was saying just stay there. For travelers southbound from South Dakota, travelers advised to seek shelter in Sioux City. Parking in Sioux City is available at the Expo Center. You can exit at Floyd Boulevard, the Sam's Club on Singing Hills, the Riverfront exit on Hamilton Boulevard, the Long Alliance Family Rec Center. You can get off on Pierce, Nebraska Street to get to there. Stranded vehicles will receive assistance as the conditions allow, but emergency response may be impossible or even delayed. If you're sheltering at a rest area, may remain there unless directed to move to another area by the Iowa DOT or law enforcement. Thousands of people are without power in Siouxland and Iowa. The areas included the most are Sioux City, Storm Lake, the Fort Dodge area as well. Mid-American officials say they were successful in restoring power to more than 12,000 customers thanks to pre-stage crews in the areas, which has enabled them to respond more quickly. The city of Sioux City is only seeing about 100 people without power at this point, but smaller communities, well, that's a different story. This is what it looks like in Sloan right now as they're experiencing an outage impacting the entire town. Currently, no estimated time on when the power will be restored in Sloan or those other communities. Meanwhile, in Nebraska, crews still working on getting power restored. Here's a look at the outage map by Nebraska Public Power District. More than 6,000 customers impacted throughout all of Nebraska with a total of, get this now, 119 outages. There are pictures of down power lines causing issues in northeast Nebraska. Crews still working to get those lines refed where possible as wind and ice causing even more damage at this hour. Northeast Nebraska Power says that some customers could be without power overnight. The worst areas for the damage are in the Homer and Pender areas. Now, there have been plenty of closures to the roads after down power lines, crashes, even tree branches coming down. Joining us now with more on that is meteorologist Kat Taylor. And Kat, she has a look at the 511 page on the roads and what's closed and what's still open. Kat?
Yeah, a lot of travel still not advised in a lot of Siouxland. You can see just where the snow fell by the road closures and even partially covered roads here. And you can see how these darker purples and reds show up in a good portion of the area. That's where we have the spots that are seeing quite a bit of road closures. Now, I-29 still closed from Sloan down to Missouri Valley, and then Missouri Valley Highway 30 is closed from Blair to Missouri Valley, so hard to get across the river in that area. Now, you are able to get across the river from Decatur to Ottawa, but that is a still completely covered roadway out there. We do have still completely closed roads on Highway 37 as well as Highway 44 in portions of Harrison and Shelby County. Now, if you look here, we still have a towing not recommended in pretty much all of Siouxland over the majority of Highway 20, with the exception of Ida Grove, all the way up to Sioux O'Brien County. County and out to Pocahontas County and Calhoun County, and then down to Monona, Denison, Carroll, Crawford County there in Missouri Valley as well. So we also have Nebraska that's having some issues as well. We have impassable roads along Highway 75 from Macy to the south through Burt County as well. So this is where we have that completely impassable roadway as noted by the Nebraska DOT. And then Highway 77 becomes impassable once you get south of the KTIV viewing area. But you can see here that we have completely covered roadways there in the purple color here from Bancroft out to Beamer. West Point had quite a bit of snow out there. So we have these covered roadways area wide. Best thing to do right now is just to stay home if you can, and if you can't, take it really slow. And don't forget to check Iowa and Nebraska 511.org.
All right, thank you very much, Kat. Now, trees, they have been causing a lot of problems, as well as the power lines that are coming down. In the Morningside area, well, due to that wet, heavy snow, a portion of Garrettson Avenue had branches covering the entire lane of the street today. Here are more fallen trees, branches in Sloan, Iowa. The area not only having problems with power outages, but high winds have damaged a lot of the trees in Sloan. Tell you what, look at that. There's a trampoline and also a vehicle, a pickup truck that's had a tree fall on it. That, again, is in the Sloan area. Iowa DOT plows have hit the road since this morning, working to clear the snow and slush. This video taken on Lewis Boulevard in Sioux City today. Many plow drivers, they were tackling the roads in packs, trying to clear the entire road in just one sweep. They continue this evening, clearing out the roads across the metro area. And some of the working roads, some street lights, they have been covered with snow, causing drivers to be confused whether they should stop or go. This was one of them at the intersection by the Walmart and Floyd Boulevard in Sioux City. If you do see a street light covered in snow, well, let police know so they can change it, hopefully get it to at least flash. This will make it easier for cars to see, and also use your best judgment on when to cross the street when you can't see the street light or that light flashing. Today, law enforcement has been paged to all kinds of calls. KTIV's Taylor Decker joins us now in studio. And Taylor, you were with the officers today, and even you got stuck.
Yes, Larry, I knew a ride-along during a blizzard was going to be an experience. And I'll tell you that these men and women really do so much for our community to take care of everyone on the road if they are stuck and whatnot. Stuck is the best way to put it, as I went along for a ride with a Sioux City police officer. We as well got stuck. Here's a little bit more of that experience. It was an early start to the day for Sioux City police officer Michael Kramer.
I think that was the visibility, in my opinion, was the hardest part to getting around. I had to slow down. I think I was doing probably 40 in the 55.
We started Wednesday's ride by helping out drivers who were sitting at Lewis Boulevard and Leach Avenue. We were met with snow-covered stoplights, causing drivers to sit and wait for a green light that wasn't showing.
Go ahead. Yeah, just be cautious when you go.
Officer Kramer worked the last blizzard earlier this month and was ready for the worst.
Crashes galore, it felt like. At one point, I think, if I remember right, I think I counted 19 on our call log.
Then we were called to a semi-truck and a snowdrift on an exit ramp on Highway 75.
It could be a major one just because, again, we're out on the highway. The visibility is not good.
When we arrived sitting on exit 4 off of Highway 75 headed to Highway 20, there was a traffic jam with 3 semis and several cars.
First, the semi that was stuck up front, got him out of the way. He had already called a tow truck. And then once we got him out of the way, the truck in front of this vehicle was able to move out of the way, and now he's stuck.
All the vehicles started sliding off into the ditch as we waited for the semi to move as the snow continued to blow.
We got to make sure that he's off to the side enough so that way other cars aren't going to come up and hit him.
Many drivers were determined to dig out of the drifts and make it back on the road. Even during a tow ban, tow companies are allowed to remove vehicles that are hazards to clear the roadways, like on this exit ramp. But even the tow truck got stuck trying to remove the semi. As a result of the blowing wind and snow, the Sioux City police car got stuck, so we waited for a tow truck. The drifts around the car were knee-high. Officer Kramer leaves us with some advice.
Definitely stay home, because then I get stuck having to wait for the other cars to get unstuck.
So as I said, after getting stuck, I was then picked up by another Sioux City police officer. I actually walked up the exit ramp. That was closed off to finish off the morning. Larry, it was quite a wild ride.
Oh, no doubt about that. We want to thank Sergeant Tom Gill. He was the second officer that picked you up and
helped us
continue
out.
The rest of your assignments.
That's right.
So, all right, thanks, Tom. Appreciate it. Well, tell you what, let's turn to Ron now. We have a live look from our weather cameras across the Siouxland area. And you can tell, well, conditions out further to the west aren't too bad, but the rest of us, Ron, not looking too good.
That tells the story right there, Larry. Northwestern Siouxland got little to no snow. South and east of Sioux City, oh my goodness, that is where it has really piled up. Some locations around that 10-inch mark, as a matter of fact. So that's where we're going to start off tonight. Some locations that did see some of the snow. Here's our Denison cam, for example, showing some of the snow there. Boy, especially on our Ida Grove cam, our Ida Grove weather watch there, estimating between 10 and 12 inches of snow. In a little while, I'll show you a full report of some of the snowfall amounts we have in there. Ida Grove went ahead and put you in for 11 for now. Here's your satellite radar. It's not easy to measure, is it? And it's melting as it lands in some places. It kind of compacts, and I tell you what, it blows around too, so those drifts not easy to figure in there as well. Just a little light snow left in southeastern Siouxland. The heavy bands have shifted their way onto the east, although Storm Lake, you're still just reporting half-mile visibility. Overall, that'll be improving in the coming hours, and the rest of us are now doing okay visibility-wise, but we do still have a blizzard warning officially in effect here in Woodbury County. That goes until 7 p.m. Some of our far southern and far eastern counties, it actually goes until 10 p.m. But again, overall conditions improving on this first alert weather day. The snow is moving to the east. The wind, which is so gusty, especially during the morning hours, it's already beginning to taper off a little bit. That'll continue to be the trend into the nighttime hours. And because of that, the visibility will continue to get better. As a matter of fact, we're going to start melting some of this snow in not too long. We'll have more about that coming up soon.
All right, thanks, Ron. And this is a good reminder to download the First Alert Weather app. You can get it on your phone by scanning the QR code that's on your screen right now. We will give you on there updates from our First Alert weather team, like Ron, as the weather changes during the blizzard and any other storm and weather we have coming through the area. It is a free download on the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store.
From Siouxland's news source, Matt Breen, Jessica Bowman, Chief Meteorologist Rhonda Mars, and Sports Wars with Jason Moeller. This is KTIV News 4 at 6.
The NAI women's basketball tournament is set to start tomorrow, but one team is stranded in Ottawa because of the blizzard. Details on how someone took them in. That's when News 4 at 6 returns.
81 degrees here in Sioux City yesterday. Tomorrow we're going to be dealing with blizzard conditions.
We have one good blizzard each winter, and this is the blizzard.
As this snow keeps coming down, that's just going to get worse. It's
why you should not be on the roads today. They are in very bad condition.
Power outages area-wide.
Another car right behind us that is also in a ditch.
Team 4 coverage on this First Alert Weather Day.
I-29 closed from Missouri Valley to the South Dakota border.
This is one of the marchiest things this month.
First Weather is brought to you by Bombgars.
I'm on it.
Hi, just moved in.
Come on.
Oh, wow. Your internet seems really fast. What are you on?
I'm on.
What provider are you on?
I'm on.
On what?
I'm on.
On with?
I'm on.
Who are you on?
I'm on.
Yeah, well, you're on something, all right.
I'm on.
Stay always on with I'm On, your most reliable internet. Get same or next day installation guaranteed.
Maybe you've just graduated from college, or maybe you're looking for something new. So now what? Well, turn your attention to a place you can grow. From taking those first steps out in the real world, to buying your first home, to creating lifelong traditions, and every little moment in between. At Smurfit West Rock, you'll find a family that supports you through everything. There's no better place to go, to grow, and to call home. So, now what? Join us today, Smurfit West Rock, where you're not just making a living, you're building a life.
And we say good evening to the folks in Orange City, Iowa. Don't see a lot of snow on the ground there. Right now it's 35 degrees. Any snow would be melting. The NAIA women's basketball tournament set to start tomorrow at the Tyson Event Center in Sioux City, meaning many teams were still trying to make their way into town when the blizzard hit. One of them is stranded in Ottawa, taken in by the former sheriff. KTIV's Katie Koppel spoke to them about their unique adventure.
It was a goal all season to make it to Sioux City.
We made it to the Sweet 16, just like we did last year, but this year was a little off, but we still found our way back to our core and our values and our team, and super excited to get to Sioux City when we do and compete and hopefully make it to the championship and take home some hardware.
And on their trip into town for the NAIA women's basketball tournament, winter weather left the women's basketball team from Indiana Tech in Fort Wayne, Indiana, stranded on Interstate 29 in Ottawa, Iowa.
One of the officers kind of flagged us down. We'd stopped at McDonald's, pulled in there, and obviously there's no power or anything. And he was going to take us to the local high school, but obviously no power, no heat.
But an unlikely hero, former Monona County Sheriff Jeff Pratt, came to the rescue.
I would do it for anybody, but especially women's basketball. You know, I coach at West Monona and very proud of that basketball team. And now I got a new team to cheer for.
Players say they never expected any of this to be part of their tournament journey.
Traveling to across the country and just this freak accident happening, and this family had no doubt to take us into their home.
Pratt's home in Ottawa without power. His neighbors stepping up too.
I've got great neighbors. They've helped make food, and they're making food for supper tonight. And so we're just hoping to keep them safe until they can get up there and, you know, compete well.
The team hanging out at Pratt's home until they can safely make it to Sioux City. But in the meantime,
if I had to guess, I would say naps. Naps and then more card games. They've supplied us with plenty of cards, so we can definitely make something with that.
In Ottawa, Iowa, Katie Koppel, KTIV News 4.
Indiana Tech plays at 1 o'clock on Friday against Freed Hardeman from the state of Tennessee. School lunch standards in Iowa could be changing after the recent passing of a measure by Republicans in the Iowa House. More on that push for more meat and dairy in the diet. That's when we come back.
And our blizzard is winding down, but what lies ahead in our forecast? I'll have that for you coming up next.
That was funny. Yeah. That's a sick bike.
Boys.
Miss Sanderson?
See you Monday.
No way.
At US Cellular, you don't have to choose between a great deal on the phone you want and the phone plan that's right for you.
You can get both. 4 free phones of your choice and 4 lines for just $90.
Wow, kids, that's like us not having to choose between tickets to wrestling or that puppet musical.
We want a great phone and a great plan too, don't we, little guy?
Get both. 4 free phones of your choice plus 4 lines for $90. No trade-in needed. US Cellular, built for us.
It's Truck Month with the Ford Crew.
It's time for the best deals across the full lineup. F-Series, the best-selling trucks for 48 years. We've got Maverick and the North American 2025 Truck of the Year, Ford Ranger, fully prepared.
Did you sleep here last night?
If you stay ready, you don't need to get ready.
And this crew is Truck Month ready.
Now get 2.9% financing for 72 months on a new Ford F-150. Plus, for a limited time, $1,000 bonus cash. Only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
Weight loss is a complex yet personal issue for those struggling for a healthier life.
Join us for a special series about medical and surgical options for weight loss, leading up to our live special Thursday, March 27th.
Send us your weight loss questions for our panel of CNOS experts to connect@ktiv.com.
Special reports begin Monday, March 24th at 6. Then our live special airs the following Thursday.
Shifting the Scale, coming March 24th to KTIV.
Well, don't let anyone fool you. Blizzards, they're not fun. Between between the treacherous road conditions and those gusty winds going along with the heavy snowfall rates, it was tough to see for a while out there today. Not all of Siouxland got in on that heavy snow. More about that in a moment. Here is our Okoboji cam. We've been able to watch the choppy water and that tree blowing around quite a bit, but only an inch of snow reported from our Spirit Lake weather watcher anyway up that direction. Whereas our Signal Hill cam, you can see the better accumulations that have taken place. Here in the north side of town, I measured about 4 inches on a grassy surface. And here's the live view from our Blackbird Bend Casino cam. Right now, we are at 37 degrees. We have a north wind at 24 miles per hour and a barometer that is on the rise right now. So here in Sioux City, the Sioux Gateway Airport picking up 5 inches out there. So with that 5 inches, finally for the season, we're up to 18.6. And yeah, that is well shy of our average. We're typically up by about 13.5 inches from where we are right now. So it's been pretty dry, so those 5 inches, I guess, shouldn't shock us. But I tell you what, some of these numbers were pretty impressive through here. We had said how we thought the heaviest would fall in the southern and eastern parts of the area. And look at this band right here, from Mapleton through Ida Grove, Storm Lake, and Emmitsburg, all right around 10 inches of snow, including that 11-inch mark in Ida Grove. Sac City reporting 5, Pocahontas 6.5, and as I mentioned, up in Spirit Lake, about 1 inch of snow there, whereas off to the west, not nearly as much falling out here. Wakefield only 1. Norfolk coming in at 1.5 inches of snow. In 5 miles south of Logan, Iowa, I should say, 9 inches there. Galva with about the same. West Point just over 8 inches. Holstein and Ruthven coming in at 7 inches of snow. This is actually from my brother over in Storm Lake. Steve DeMar showing a lot of snow right there. He was estimating right around that 10-inch mark as well. You can see a pretty good drift going on up there as well. So here's your satellite and radar showing most of the snow, the heaviest of it, working its way onto the east finally. And on the warm side of this system, these have been some severe thunderstorms in the state of Illinois where there's a tornado watch currently in effect. But as far as the winter side of this system, it's a narrow stripe of this moisture still going on, a blizzard warning until 7 p.m. right here in Woodbury County. The far southern and eastern sections of our viewing area, it goes until 10 p.m. The visibility has improved for most of us anyway. Storm Lake's still at half a mile there, and those conditions should continue to improve as well. The wind, it's still certainly out there, sustained between 25 and 30 miles per hour, and some of the gusts are still over 40 miles per hour up in Sheldon and Spencer. But even that is an improvement because we actually had a 70-plus mile per hour wind gust reported in Harrison County. Down in Burt County, a 70 mile per hour wind gust reported there, and a high wind warning is still in effect until 7 p.m. It's a wind advisory farther to the north. But again, the worst of the wind beginning to go away. Temperatures have been pretty friendly this afternoon as the snow exited. I'm sure a little bit of melting is taking place out there. Lamar's 36, Wayne at 35. Out in O'Neill right now, it's 40 degrees there. So the first alert weather day will be winding down this evening as well. The wind will continue to ease, and yes, the visibility continues to improve. But boy, what a day it was. Here's your future track showing the last of that moisture moving on to the east by midnight, then clearing skies throughout the rest of the region. For our day tomorrow, we should see plenty of sunshine, and as I said, the melting will get going. So where the fresh snow cover is tonight, I think our lows dip into the upper teens, a little warmer farther off to the northwest with those clearing skies. And again, tomorrow, if you don't have the snow on the ground, you could go well into the 50s in places like O'Neill and Yankton. But those of us with this new freshly fallen snow, it's going to be harder to warm up. So we're going for a high of about 42 degrees right here in Sioux City. 50 then on Friday. Can't rule out a couple isolated showers on a breezy day. A little bit warmer into the weekend, 56 for your Saturday. Could see a few Saturday night rain showers that could linger into early on Sunday morning with a high of 52. The beginning of the week not looking bad, 55 and 58 for your Monday and Tuesday, and maybe pushing some 60s and 70s in here toward the end of next week.
So who did the snow removal at your house?
I think my daughters, and maybe my wife, I'm not sure.
That's the advantage of having kids. You can get them to do something.
Exactly. I didn't have time before I went to work, and I was like...
So there you go. So when you go home for dinner, maybe you'll find out. Sure. All right. Thanks, Ron. Officials with Woodbury County Emergency Management reminding us to make sure that you check the vents that are outside your house during these conditions. A key component of your furnace that could get obstructed, that exhaust pipe that you see right there. Heavy amounts of snowfall could drift up to that pipe, causing it to freeze over or be blocked if you get the dangerous carbon monoxide in your home. Make sure you dig around it to keep your home's heating constant and not lose efficiency as well. Other vents to check will include the dryer and the water heater vents. In other news of today, at the Capitol, a school lunch standard bill has now been passed by the Iowa House. Iowa Republicans saying meat and dairy are the most important food item that kids should be eating and learning about. House File 851 would break from federal nutrition guidelines for school breakfasts and lunches and could jeopardize the program that comes through the USDA. That waiver would request exemptions from sodium limits, whole grain requirements, and fruit and vegetable requirements. It also prioritizes meat as the most important food group, followed by dairy, then fruits and vegetables. In a letter to lawmakers, the Iowa Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics says if the state goes off and makes its own standards, federal funding for school lunches could be in jeopardy because the state is not in compliance with those federal regulations. We leave you now just quickly here before we go to break with a look at our weather camera network. You can see the different conditions throughout the area. Ron's forecast wrap up right after this.
KTIV is Siouxland's news source. Weeknights at 5, 6, and 10.
Coming to Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Sioux City, Ella Langley. Live on the Battery Park Outdoor Stage, Friday, June 27. Don't miss your chance to see this rising star up close. Tickets on sale now. Open to all ages.
Don't replace your sagging concrete. Let Thrasher Foundation Repair fix it permanently with Polylevel, the expanding foam that works just like this shaving cream. Now let's see it in real life. Call Thrasher Foundation Repair today for your free inspection.
The new Nacho Taco Bravo from Taco John's. Our famous beef crispy taco wrapped in a soft tortilla, all held together by refried beans and warm nacho cheese. This is Nacho Average Taco. Get 2 for just $6, only at Taco John's.
ZZ Top, the Elevation Tour. Saturday, August 2nd, 7 p.m. Battery Park at Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Sioux City. On till Friday, March 21st, 10 a.m. at hardrockcasinossioux.com. Open to all ages.
Next ET.
That's the most popular thing I think I've ever done.
A comedy trifecta with a Minecraft twist. We're with the all-star cast.
Coming to you, exclusive ET, yes.
Next ET.
Tonight at 6:30 on KTIV.
When you want breaking news alerts, live streaming coverage, and news when you want it, get the KTIV News 4 app. It's fast, free, and super easy to use. The KTIV News 4 app. Get Siouxland's news source wherever you are, right in your hands.
What's the secret to my moves? Testosterone, baby. Limitless Male is the expert helping guys just like me feel unstoppable across 5 states. 50,000 men have joined the team. What are you waiting on? Let's go!
You have a vision, a dream. Growing your business takes a partner you know and trust. At Gray Digital Media, we can help because we know local. Our digital marketing experts know how to reach your customers. Our experience spans coast to coast, but our focus is right here in Siouxland. Gray Digital Media. We know local. Let's connect today. GDMSiouxland.com.
I just got on the GLP-1 weight loss plan with Limitless Male. Watch me lose this belly fat without being hungry. These guys will be coaching me all the way. Lose weight with Limitless Male.
If you have Android TV, download the KTIV News 4 Now app. KTIV's exclusive camera network brings you the best views in Siouxland, including the Riverfront Cam in South Sioux City, Nebraska. Sponsored by I'm On.
Blake Shelton hosts a night 100 years in the making.
Join some of your favorite country legends
To celebrate 100 years at the Grand Ole Opry. Opry 100, a live celebration, tonight on NBC and Peacock.
The Andes, where a miracle of nature is captured. These frogs can freeze solid and come back from the dead every day. The Americas, new Sunday on NBC and Peacock.
Ron's back with a quick
wrap up the forecast.
Yeah, the worst of the wind, the worst of the snow is starting to move its way out of the Siouxland area. So both those will be improving. We'll see clearing skies, actually, with lows in the snow-covered areas into the upper teens, maybe a little bit warmer. Tomorrow, highs in the 40s and 50s, Larry.
Oh, boy. It'll still take a lot of time to melt some of that snow.
Yeah, at least the sunshine will be back. Anyway.
That is true. Make us feel a little better. That's it for us here at 6. We'll be back at 10. Hope you will be too. Have a good evening.